The sea is a mirror of mystery. It hides more than it reveals, and what it keeps beneath its waves is often better left undiscovered. Since the earliest days of sailing, the ocean has whispered to those who dared cross it. Whispers of ships that vanished, whispers of crews that were never found, and whispers of vessels that returned without a soul aboard. Imagine the isolation of the open ocean, no land in sight, just wind, water, and creaking wood. And then on the horizon, a ship, silent, adrift. No answer to your hails. You climb aboard and find everything in place, meals uneaten, logs unfinished, but no people, just the weight of something wrong. For centuries, ghost ships have haunted the imagination, but some stories go beyond imagination. Some have names, some left behind logbooks, evidence, and questions that have never been answered. Tonight, we set sail into the unknown. We'll explore the story of a ship found completely intact, yet abandoned without cause. A cursed vessel doomed to roam the oceans for eternity, and a ship whose final message chilled the bones of every sailor who heard it. This is Rudy's horror, and these are the ghost ships that refuse to sink into legend. On December 5th, 1872, the Dei Gratia, a merchant ship, was crossing the Atlantic Ocean when its crew spotted another vessel drifting aimlessly. It was the Mary Celeste, and she appeared intact, but eerily lifeless. Her sails were set but fluttering. The ship wasn't sinking. There was no distress signal. Yet, something wasn't right. The crew of the Dei Gratia boarded the ship. What they found remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. There was no one aboard. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and the 7 other crew members had vanished. Their personal belongings were untouched. The ship's logbook ended 10 days earlier, with no mention of trouble. The galley was stocked, cargo was intact, the lifeboat was missing, but there was no sign of struggle or damage to suggest panic. Why would an experienced captain abandon a seaworthy ship? Speculation ran wild. Some believed alcohol fumes from the 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol in the hold had caused an explosion scare, but there were no burn marks. Others pointed to the possibility of a rogue wave or waterspout. Still, no physical evidence supported these ideas. Then came the supernatural theories. Some said the Mary Celeste was cursed, that the crew fell victim to madness, that they were abducted by pirates, or something not of this earth. One theory even suggests Captain Briggs led his crew in a mass religious suicide. But again, no bodies, no blood, no message, only a ship in perfect condition, floating in silence. The Mary Celeste was towed to Gibraltar for investigation. Authorities found no sign of foul play. The Dei Gratia crew was eventually awarded salvage rights, but not without suspicion. Some believed they had murdered the Mary Celeste's crew and fabricated the mystery. But even that theory fell apart under scrutiny. The ship changed hands several times after that, but was never profitable. Her last owner deliberately wrecked her for insurance money in 1885. By then, her name had become synonymous with spectral ships and sea-bound enigmas. To this day, the fate of the Mary Celeste remains unknown. 10 people, no bodies, no definitive answers. Just a question drifting endlessly in the annals of nautical history. What happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Of all ghost ship tales, none is more legendary or more feared than the Flying Dutchman, a ship doomed to sail the seas forever, a spectral omen of doom. A glimpse of her is said to foretell death. The story dates back to the 17th century. Captain Hendrik van der Decken, commanding a Dutch merchant ship, tried to round the treacherous Cape of Good Hope. A storm blew in, and his crew pleaded with him to turn back. But Van der Decken, full of pride and fury, cursed God and vowed to press on. At that moment, the ship was damned. From then on, it was condemned to roam the oceans, never finding port, its crew reduced to ghostly silhouettes. Sailors throughout history have claimed to see her, shrouded in mist, her sails glowing with an unearthly light. One of the most chilling accounts came from Prince George of Wales, later King George V. In 1881, aboard the HMS Bacchante, he and his crew recorded seeing the Flying Dutchman. Hours later, the lookout who first spotted her fell to his death. Some say the Dutchman is real, a ship lost in time, reappearing to those fated to die. Others believe it's a shared hallucination among exhausted sailors. But modern sightings continue, even in the age of radar. A mirage? A myth? Or something far more dangerous? One thing is certain. If you see the Flying Dutchman, you may not live to tell the tale. In June 1947, a chilling message echoed across the Strait of Malacca. It came from the Dutch freighter SS Ourang Medan. All officers, including captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. Then, a pause. I die. That was the last transmission. Silence followed. The nearest ship, the Silver Star, changed course immediately and located the drifting vessel. She looked intact but showed no signs of life. The boarding party climbed aboard, and what they found remains one of the most horrifying maritime discoveries on record. The entire crew was dead. Bodies were found scattered across the decks and below deck. All had expressions of sheer terror, eyes wide open, mouths frozen in silent screams. Some were reaching towards something that wasn't there. Even the ship's dog was found dead, its teeth bared as if in defense. But there were no wounds, no blood, no signs of violence, just death. Even stranger, the air below deck was frigid, unusual for tropical waters. Some reported a faint, acrid smell in the air. As the Silver Star team attempted to investigate further, smoke began to rise from the hull. They barely escaped before the Ourang Medan exploded and sank to the bottom of the sea. No one ever discovered the ship's true cargo or origin. Some theorize it was transporting dangerous chemicals, like nerve gas, that leaked and killed the crew. Others suspect carbon monoxide poisoning, but nothing has ever been confirmed. Still others whisper of something darker, an experimental weapon, a cursed relic, or something supernatural. Whatever the truth, the SS Ourang Medan became a legend overnight, a ghost ship that screamed for help, and then was silenced forever. And the phrase, "I die," continues to echo through maritime lore. The sea doesn't give up its dead easily. Sometimes it returns a ship, but rarely the truth. The Mary Celeste left behind an empty deck and endless speculation. The Flying Dutchman continues to drift through sailors' nightmares, its glow a bad omen. And the Ourang Medan gave us a single message, one final chilling broadcast before its secrets vanished beneath the waves. Are these just legends, stories told by tired minds in the dark, or are they warnings, markers of places where the veil between life and death is thinner than we care to admit? Next week, we move inland, to the forests, where things disappear just as easily as they do at sea. Creatures that aren't supposed to exist, campsites that go quiet, and legends born from the deep woods. Until then, steer clear of the fog. Stay curious, and beware what sails in the night.